2018-2019 NHL season previews featuring the Minnesota Wild, LA Kings, Florida Panthers, and the Edmonton Oilers. 2018-2019 NHL season preview featuring the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild are stuck in no man's land now after losing in the first round of the playoffs once again. The Wild are also stuck with an injury-prone Z.Parise, who is eating up $7.5 million of their cap hit. Right now, the Wild are paying Parise, Suter, and Koivu a combined $20.5 million per season. On top of that, the Wild will also be paying Granlund, N.Neiderreiter-M, Spurgeon, and Dumba a combined $27.9 million per season. The Wild have $56.4 million tied up on 10 players this season. Next season, the Wild will need to re-sign a few key players. Next season, last year's leading goal scorer Eric Staal is a UFA, and Joel Eriksson Ek is the RFA. The main issue really is the $20.5 million tied up on 3 over-the-hill players. Heading into the 2018-2019 season, the Minnesota Wild have a solid group of players. However, they aren't good enough to make it past the first or second round. The key to the Wild's success is Z.Parise. When healthy, he is an impact player. However, Parise spent the last couple of seasons hampered by injuries. If Parise remains healthy, the Wild have a good top 6. However, if he gets hurt, their depth really drops off. Joel Eriksson Ek is going to have to play a key role on the team this season. He is the third line center and will have to play a key role on the team if they want to make the playoffs. Defensively, their top 4 is good with Suter, Spurgeon, Dumba, and Brodin. However, their third pair is very weak. It could be an issue down the stretch. D.Dubnyk is the most important player for the Minnesota Wild. If Dubnyk plays well, the Wild could shock some people. It will be tough for the Wild to make the playoffs this season in the Central Division, because every team in that division is going to be tough to beat this season, which means the Wild could be in danger of missing the playoffs. This is how the lineup looks like right now. The first line is Z.Parise, Eric Staal, and Jason Zucker. Second line, N.Neiderreiter-M.Koivu-M.Granlund. The third line is J.Greenway, Joel Eriksson Ek, and Charlie-Coyle. The fourth line is M.Foligno-E.Fehr and J.T. Brown. First D pair is R.Suter and Jared Spurgeon. Second D pair is J.Brodin and Dumba. The third D pair is Nick Zellers and Pateryn. The goalies are D.Dubnyk and A.Stalock. 2018-2019 NHL season preview featuring the LA Kings. After getting swept in the first round of the playoffs by the Vegas Golden Knights, the LA Kings knew they had to go out and sign an impact player. The LA Kings made a high-risk, high-reward signing by getting I.Kovalchuk in free agency. I.Kovalchuk played the last few years in the KHL, and he is 35. So giving Kovalchuk $6 million for the next 3 years is a massive gamble. However, Kovalchuk is the type of player worth this type of gamble, because he is a game changer. Besides Kovalchuk, the Kings also brought back P.Budaj to back up Jonathan Quick. Heading into the 2018-2019 season, the LA Kings are in win-now mode. With the addition of I.Kovalchuk, their top 6 is potent, and their power play is much better as well. As good as their top 6 is, the key to the LA Kings' success is their third line. The line features Adrian Kempe centering I.Iafallo and Trevor Lewis. The LA Kings have a really good top 4 this year with D.Doughty, J.Muzzin-D.Doughty, Alec Martinez, and T.Phaneuf. The weakness of the Kings is their depth. Their fourth line and their third D pair is very weak compared to the contending teams in the Western Conference. As always, Jonathan Quick is still the most important player for the LA Kings. The Kings will make it deep into the playoffs if Jonathan Quick can play like he did in 2012 and 2014. The LA Kings are expected to be in the playoff hunt next season. However, the days of the Kings being a true contender are over. This is how the lineup looks like right now. First line, I.Kovalchuk-A.Kopitar-D.Brown. The second line is Tanner Pearson, Jeff Carter, Tyler-Toffoli. The third line is A.Iafallo-A, Adrian Kempe, and Trevor Lewis. Fourth line, K.Clifford-N.Thompson-M.Amadio. The first D pair is Jake Muzzin and Doughty. The second D pair is T.Phaneuf and Alec Martinez. Third D pair is Daniel Brickley and D.Forbort. The goalies are Jonathan Quick and P.Budaj. 2018-2019 NHL season preview featuring the Florida Panthers. After finishing the second half of last season on a tear, Florida Panthers are looking to make the playoffs this season. The Panthers made one major splash in the offseason, trading for Mike Hoffman. Hoffman has high-end skill and will round out the Panthers' top 6. He will also improve Florida's power play. The Florida Panthers also added Michael Hutchinson in free agency. This means the Panthers have 3 goalies now, so it's going to be interesting to see how the goaltending duties are split. Henrik Borgstrom is going to be the third-line center for the Panthers this season. He was the Panthers' first-round pick in 2016. The Florida Panthers entered the 2018-2019 season with a terrific top 6 and also a terrific group of defensemen as well. The first line with J.Huberdeau-A.Barkov-E.Dadonov is as good as any in the league. The second line with Hoffman-V.Trocheck-N.Bjugstad is really good as well. As good as the Panthers' top 6 is, there's a major drop-off in skill on the third and fourth lines. Defensively, the Panthers have a great first pair with K.Yandle and Aaron Ekblad. The second pair is okay with Michael Matheson and M.Pysyk. R.Luongo and R.Reimer will likely split goaltending duties. The goaltending will need to be great if the Panthers want to make the playoffs. The Florida Panthers have a great group of players. However, they will not make the playoffs this season due to a lack of depth on their roster and inconsistent goaltending. This This is how the lineup looks like right now. The first line is J.Huberdeau-A.Barkov-E.Dadonov. The second line is M.Hoffman-V.Trocheck-N.Bjugstad. Third line, F.Vatrano-H.Borgstrom-C.Sceviour. Fourth line, J.McCann-D.MacKenzie-M.Mamin. The first D pair is K.Yandle and Ekblad. Second D pair is Matheson-M.Pysyk. Third D pair, Weegar-I.McCoshen. Goalies, R.Luongo, James Reimer. 2018-2019 NHL season preview featuring the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers missed the playoffs again last season, despite Connor McDavid leading the league in scoring for the second straight year in a row. A huge reason was because their defense was terrible, and Cam Talbot could not repeat the performance he had in 2016-2017. The Oilers had the 10th pick in the 2018 draft and drafted Evan Bouchard. Bouchard has a shot at making the team this season, but it's not likely unless the Oilers were to move a defenseman. In free agency, the Oilers signed Tobias Ryder, Kyle Brodziak, and Mikko Koistinen. The Oilers only have $4.9 million of cap space to re-sign Darnell Nurse. In order to create cap space to re-sign Nurse, the Oilers need to trade one of their highly paid players like Milan Lucic or Andre Sekera. Next season, the Oilers have to re-sign Cam Talbot, Jesse Puljujarvi, Rattie, and Stuart Tyra. The Oilers entered this season with moderately high expectations after a disappointing 2017-2018 season. There are reasons to be excited if you're an Oilers fan. For starters, the Oilers have arguably the best player in the NHL in Connor McDavid, who won back-to-back Art Ross trophies. The Oilers will be playing R.Nugent-Hopkins on the wing alongside Connor McDavid. In the latter half of last season, the two formed instant chemistry, and they could be a dynamic duo this year. The Oilers have Leon Draisaitl centering their second line. Draisaitl has the potential to be a superstar in the league. The X-factor on offense is Jesse Puljujarvi, who was the 4th overall pick in 2016. Defensively, Edmonton basically have the same group of defensemen. Darnell Nurse and Adam Larsson are expected to be the shutdown pair for Edmonton this season. The second pair of Oscar Klefbom and Matt Benning is really weak, unless Oscar Klefbom is to have a bounce-back year. The Oilers will only make the playoffs if Cam Talbot plays like he did in 2016-2017. If he doesn't, the Oilers will suffer the same fate as they did last season. The good news is the Pacific Division is wide open, so the Oilers do have a shot at making the playoffs. However, the Oilers do need to do a much better job on defense if they want to make the playoffs. This is how the lineup looks like right now. The first line is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Rattie. Second line, Milan Lucic, Leon Draisaitl, and Jesse Puljujarvi. Third line, Tobias Ryder, Ryan Strome, Drake Caggiula. Fourth line, Pontius Aber, Kyle Brodziak, Zach Kassian. First D pair, Darnell Nurse and Adam Larsson. Second D pair, Oscar Klefbom, Matt Benning. Third D pair, Andre Sekera, Chris Russell. Goalies, Cam Talbot, Mikko Koistinen. Check out my podcast where I preview the Dallas Stars and the Detroit Red Wings for the upcoming NHL season.